First, Coach Hill would not have been able to have the success he had without the support of Mrs. Evelyn Hill. Rutgers Athletics would like to present Mrs. Hill with a flowers to thank her.
Just want to say welcome to everybody. It's great to see so many faces, guys that played for Coach, guys that I played with, what Beef has played with, and basically our entire staff have played with. It's great to see such a big crowd here for him. First, I just want to mention Mrs. Moose, as we all call her. She has been the mother for us on the road for 30 years, and we all know about the rock that's been banging for the last 30 years. You know, something that you don't know about that is Coach has over 1,000 wins, and I want to tell you that 750, at least 750 of them belong to Mrs. Moose, okay? What they did, they worked out a signal. 2 dings was bunt, 3 dings on the pole was hit and run. So they did a good job doing that. I'm going to turn this over to a guy that's been here for 27 years as a player and a coach with Coach Hill. So I thought there was no better way to start off with Glen Gardner, okay, also known as Beef. Beef.
I'm not allowed to tell any stories today. But I might. You never know what's going to happen. It all started a long time ago, probably 83, 84 season. I wasn't here yet. But a man came to Rutgers, and I think he took a pay cut.
Yes.
Kind of lucky that he did decide to do that. But I didn't show up here until 86, and here we go. Get ready. All right? As a player, from 86 to 88, and I came back to coach in 91. And Coach Hill said to me, "Well, you're finishing up school, why don't you help out coaching?" I said, "Well, it seems like fun, easy." I was a little bit on the wrong side. This is what I learned. You know, this is how these 1,000 wins happen. And it's pretty interesting. All right, coming down here to practice right after lunch, practice at 3. We started out, and this is what I observed. Coach Hill on a ladder in the cage on the top line. You know that line on the ladder that says "Do not step above this step"? Well, there was nothing on our old ladder. He was up there. I said, "Okay, this is great." Then I looked at the field, and there he was dragging it with his car. And I was like, "This is what I'm doing here." And then we rolled along, and after digging out the puddles on the field and the water that rained the night before, and the diamond dry all over the place, we practiced. And we had to practice. I always said we can't get better if we don't practice. So we did. And this happened virtually every day. All right, so then we rolling right along, and we started to win. But every day it was a little exhausting. So we rolled along, and the season would start. And everybody knows that across the street there, that parking lot. Anybody ever been to New Jersey in January, February, in a parking lot? And they just stayed there for 4 hours, and then after 4 hours, you did it again for a month. And it just went on and on. Well, that's how we prepared, and that's how he prepared us to play. It was outstanding. The way we were prepared, and it made it a lot easier to play. When you know what you're doing, obviously, it's easier to play. So we'd be down on the field in the fall, in diamond dry, in puddles, and out in the parking lot all spring, trying to prepare to play these teams. And a lot of them, and I will use this one line, and I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying it, But I learned, I was ready. I was like, okay. When we went down to this ACC school, I will not name the name of the team, North Carolina State, and we went and whooped them 3 times and went home. I think it was in 2000, 2001, somewhere around there, and I said, and they called us after that and said, we don't want to play you anymore because we won. And that was a little bit on the interesting side. Not right then, I said, we're pretty good. You know, and we had won a lot of games. And he doesn't have enough fingers to put all his championships on. I don't think he has enough fingers. But we rolled along, and the winning kept coming and coming and coming. The Big East came, did not stop, it kept coming. And I thought to myself, wow, this is great, you know. So we're doing all this, and Coach Hill is playing 70% of his games on the road. That doesn't make sense. You know, this is supposed to be 50-50, but this is college baseball. It's not equal to North and South. So we got 70% of our games on the road, and we still have all these wins and championships. Something's going on here. We were very, very prepared. That's the one thing that Coach Hill, I can honestly say, is we did it in the parking lot, we did it on the field, we were prepared to play. There was nothing he would ever not do. And, you know, whether it's picking up a ball bucket or fixing the cages or dragging the field or standing out in the parking lot for 4 hours trying to get something done so we're ready to perform. It was outstanding. So in closing, you know, we don't have to talk about X's and O's all. They speak for themselves. But in closing, there's one memo that I would like to give all the legendary coaches of the world and in college baseball. Dust off a chair, because Coach Hill's coming. All right, that's going to be where he's going to be. The legend here, and he still is, and he always will be. All right, I'm handing it back to
Mrs. Moose just said that he never did that stuff at home. Coach told us, you know, this week, no stories. I know Glen told a good one, so I'll try to keep it short. I won't tell the story about Georgia Tech when we lost by 15, I think. And I was an older guy, junior. We're back at the bus, and we start to pull out. We look out the window, and there's Moose with his briefcase, walking. Now, the hotel's not close by. It's about 5-8 miles away. He was so upset with us that he decided to walk home that day. His uniform and briefcase. But on the more serious side, if anybody was here yesterday at the game, we're playing South Florida. It's a tight game, and I look in the pen, and I see balls just bouncing off the backstop over there, and I'm thinking, okay, it's a 2-1 game in the 5th inning, and I'm not thinking of warming anybody up. I'm trying to figure out what's going on over there. So time was called. There was a meeting on the mound, so I kind of went deep down third base to see, and who's there? Coach Hill. Okay? He's warming up. He's practicing, trying to get himself ready for the first pitch. All right? He's trying to find, he comes after the game, he comes, I can't find my arm slot. I can't find it. So, but just to touch on that as him as a coach, as a human being, that's the way he lived his life. Okay, that's the way he's living his life now. He is a professionalist. He wants to do everything that he can to make himself better, make the guys around him better. And, he's done that for 30 years here. He only did not just teach us about baseball. He taught us about life, what we need to do to be successful, what we need to do to grow and, have our own family of our own. And that's how he handled himself every day here. Not a day went on that he didn't do something to make somebody else better. And I think we all that played for him knows that. So I just wanted to I have the honor of doing this, okay, to take over a program that he has built. He will always be the guy here. He will always be known, or this will always be known as Coach Hill's team. I'm going to carry on the tradition, carry on the Rutgers family that he's built here. Okay, that's my goal, to continue what he has done and do him proud. Are we ready?
Yeah.